Robbie, you said that you're in no rush as such to go into management, but when you see like sort of guys from your generation, I don't know, Lampard, Gerrard, guys who've previous doing it, does it give you more of a taste? Does it give you a sense that it's getting closer? Or you're more
Not really. I said before, I know where I am. I'm very, very comfortable with what I'm doing at the moment. I promise you, I'm not in a rush at all to be a manager. I know it's going to happen in the future, but I'm not thinking for 1 second at this moment in time to be a head coach right now. I'm enjoying what I'm doing with the Irish team. I'm really enjoying working with Mick and just watching him and how he treats people, how he speaks to people, how he does the sessions. So, because as a player, I've seen it, obviously, but as a coach, you look at it differently now. As a player, you just want to play, train, get on with it, and get out there. Now, I'm watching things very, very closely, and I'm watching Mick, and I'm learning a lot from him. He's been brilliant. I mean, genuine. I'm not in any rush. If someone came to me tomorrow and said to me, "Will you take over as here?" I'd probably say no, because I want to take my time. I don't want to rush into something and regret it then 6 months or a year later. I think what I'm doing now at the moment is perfect for me at this moment in time.
I know you mentioned Lippy there, but is that sort of not wanting to rush in, is that because you've seen other people you know rush into jobs and they've said to you that they've regretted it down the line?
Well, naturally, I've seen people over the years do that. That's normal. I watch a lot of things, and I see a lot of people doing that. But it just me, personality. This is at this moment in time. This is a perfect opportunity for me. I just retired a year and a half ago, 2 years, well, maybe. This is a great job for me in terms of my family being here, kids being here. It was the right time for me to step into the situation. Now, what happens next after with the Middlesbrough situation, we'll see. If I want to take it or not, if I think it's too much for me, but that's something I'll have to sit down with the family and certainly consider. But I'm in a great position. I'm in no rush. I'm not desperate for a job. I don't need them. I don't mean this in a horrible. Please don't forgive me. I don't need the money. It's not for that. I'm doing it because I love playing. I love being around people. I love being around football. I don't know anything different. That's all I've known since I was 15 years of age.
Robbie, you spoke towards the end of your playing career often about how you really dreaded the prospect of retirement. I mean, you made it very clear. How did you end up making peace with that in your head?
Haven't.
Well, I was going to say, or have you? And does you still
not really, no.
back but
I love playing. I still love playing. I love joining in with the lads. I just knew that I had to focus. I could have played on. I got offered to play on for another year to different clubs, but I needed to make that transition. I had to just forget about it and move on and start really focusing on the coaching side of things. So, do I miss playing? Absolutely. I'm a lot better now with it than I was a year ago. Yeah. I did find it tough, and I'm not going to lie, it was tough at the first few months. It was difficult to accept it. Before
you took up the Ireland gig, or
yeah.
Even after you took
it? No. Before it was tough, but of course it's going to be tough. I mean, I played for 20 odd years. I woke up every morning. I had a structure. 9 o'clock, went to train every day. Came home. People told you what to do, and then you wake up one morning and it's gone. But it was tough at the start, but then this came along, and then it's kind of definitely it's been very, very helpful in that, because I'm still around. I'm still involved in it. Around the players, on the training ground, which I love. So it's definitely helped. It was tough at the start, I have to be honest.
Have you had to make a conscious effort on the training ground? We've seen you sort of joining in the sessions, but you have to make a conscious effort to separate yourself from being Robbie Keane the player to Robbie Keane the coach.
Oh yeah,
because you'd know a lot of the players. How do you make that divide?
Well, I think I've kind of was half like that anyway, because I've been captain for a long time. So I think you have to do that as a captain. You kind of have to half separate yourself you're with the players as much as you can, you help them, but then there's a side to you where the players know that, you know, you can't mess about here, you know. So it's kind of similar, really, as a coach. So I'll be honest, I found the transition fairly easy. It hasn't. It's been okay with me, like and I treat people all the same. I respect them. Every person that played, every person that's in the squad, I'll treat them the same as I did as a captain. So I found that, honestly, I found it no problem.
Robbie, when you were saying that you had that you decided that you had to make that transition from playing to coaching, was there a point where you kind of sat down and mapped out what the best route for you to management was? Did you talk to people? Did you kind of try to figure out that it was better for you to coach and work with other people first before taking the management job?
I just got shit offers from people and shit clubs that I didn't want to play for. So I knew it. Listen, I could have played on for another year if I wanted it, but I had to. It was tough to do that because, as I said about earlier on about regretting retiring, I was regretting it, retiring. Genuine, I was like, oh, every morning playing football. Jesus, I'm not going to do it anymore. So it was tough. I have to say, it was really tough. But if I'm serious about what I want to do in the future, I had to make that decision.
But you also say then like that you weren't in, you say that you're not in any rush and that this is a kind of perfect kind of start for you. Did you kind of map out the route to ultimately the sort of management job that you want? Did you think about how you get to that point?
In my head, yeah. I think you have to, don't you? I think we all do that in life. What you want to do. I made just myself as just and I said it in great advice from Marcello Lippi was just take your time. No rush. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. No one knows. You know, football's like you get a phone call. I got a phone call 2 days ago from Woodgate to come meet him. The chairman wanted to meet him. So that's how quickly it can change. You know, you might get a phone call in a year's time from somebody else and go, "Oh, will you take over as manager here?" You just don't know in football, but I know for the next couple of years, I'm very, very comfortable where I am at the moment.
And you're not worried in any way that, there is this trend for appointing managers straight out, who come off the back of big careers. You're no way worried that, the generation behind you become that kind of generation that are retiring and getting offered.
I'm 38.
Yeah.
I'm young.
Sure.
I'm young.
Yeah.
So, who gets a job at 38? Really, realistically, you don't really get it. It's a lot of people, a lot older than that. So, I'm not desperate for a job. I don't need the job. I'm enjoying what I'm doing now. I want to learn as much as I can, and I'll know when the right time is for me to go on and move on and to be the head coach or the manager, whatever you want to call it. So at the moment in time, learning from Mick, learning from Pochettino, going to the training ground at Spurs. Anytime I want to go, I've been there a good few times just watching him and seeing how he interacts with people, see how his training sessions are, see how the assistant managers are. So I'm doing a lot of observing. So, and I hope that will stand me in good stead going forward.
And can I just ask you one last one?
Yeah.
Sorry, just you mentioned you sort of mentioned like for 20 years you were told where to be, and there's a touch of like when you say that, there's a touch of you sound a little bit like being institutionalized. Like that. You don't have to think about what your routine is, whatever. You just have to think about your football. I mean, was that a big part of the challenge for you? And do you see how a lot of players who lack the same sort of focus to get into management or whatever sort of fall by the wayside then when their careers end because that structure is gone?
Yeah, I think we've seen it, haven't we? We've seen it with ex-players and how they go, how they let themselves go. And I certainly was, as soon as I retired, I was one of those people that go in the gym every day to make sure I'm still the same, still fit mentally in my head. I'm good, mentally strong, and continue to be the same person that I was as a player. The focus that I had as a thing. I think if you do that, I've seen people go. I've seen ex-players fall by the wayside, and I'll never be that. I'll never let that happen to me. No chance. And I made that very, very clear to myself and my family that won't happen.
You still have the same hunger that you had as
Absolutely.
a kid?
More because I'm in a different situation now. My playing career's done now. Now I'm judged now what I do going forward as a coach. So yeah, I want to be, as a player, I always wanted to be the best player on the training pitch. I always wanted the best player on the pitch when we played games. Now going into it, I'll have the same desire, the same hunger. No question.
You were saying earlier about how you didn't want people just to see you as a strikers coach. Is that another thing now where you don't want, say, or our kind of chairman and stuff, just to see you as Robbie Keane, the striker who could come in as a strikers coach, that it is
absolutely
an all-round job, not
100%. I know how to I know how to make strikers better. I've been there, I've done it. But I've got so much more to my bow than just strikers. I've played the game for a long, long time. I know how centre halves play because I played against them. I played against centre halves for all my career, so I know how they move, how they don't move. So I'd have probably more voice for the centre halves than sometimes the strikers. In terms of you're playing against someone like me, likes to move, always on the move, spinning behind and stuff like that. So I can help that as well. So I don't want to be pigeonholed as a striking coach, but I love doing it. I love helping them and putting sessions on for them to help them. But I've got a lot more to my bow than that.
Just a couple of things on that. In fact, well, Mick was a centre half, but he's not a coach of centre half. He's a coach of a football team. He's in it. He would have got that impression when he came out of manager. He's going to be the centre half, effective manager. A couple of things. Back to Middlesbrough. Timeline. You said you ought to give it a few days, but obviously they'll be back trained probably first week of July. So in your own mind, what is your timeline? Are you looking at a few days, end of the week?
What day is today?
Today's Wednesday.
When you're in camp, you don't even know what days it is. Honest.
Yeah.
And I just flew back this morning, so I'll probably make a decision at the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the week, I've got this gala dinner tonight I have to go to in London. Tomorrow I'll have a proper think about it, and I'll speak to the chairman. I'll speak to Woody, and then I'll see where we are.
Just on that, you said like you had a rough idea what your pathway was going to be, but when Mick made the phone call, that kind of came out of the blue, because no one knew Mick was going to get over the Irish job so quickly, and he did. So that kind of came out of the blue. You thought about it, you went straight away, yeah. Actually, I think you kind of said to him, if you need me, I'm there. And he's been delighted with you. This has kind of come out of the blue a little bit as well. But I get the impression that there's no real obstacle for you. You seem to be excited. You seem to be excited with this. You seem that because Mick has facilitated it, you can stay with the Irish job. There seems no reason why you shouldn't go down this road.
I wouldn't have done it. If the FEI or Mick had a problem with it, it would be no straight away.
Yeah. So
because I wouldn't. I'm enjoying doing this Ireland gig, so I would have said no. So the fact that he said, "Oh, absolutely no problem, go ahead." So that's what I'm saying. I have to think. But this has happened in the last 24 hours, by the way. So that's why I'm saying to you, I need. Like, I've been here, went home, dropped my little lad to school this morning. I haven't even spoke to my missus about it properly. Okay. Do you know what I mean? So I need a few days just to
get your head
my own time, just to sit in a room and just go, right, let's have a real think about this and speak to people, close people, my friends, my brother, representatives, and speak to them properly. And see what they think as well.
Family issues as well. The lads were in school in Malahide, the whole family.
Exactly.
Thing,
So there's it's not as easy as me just going, My
other point is, and I know you're ambitious, and you think you've just mentioned this before, but you've worked in with Mick now, and you've played with the Irish team for 17, 18 years, 20 years. Is that one of your little goals down the road? You've seen that before. That if everything goes well, coaching wise and managerial wise, you prove yourself.
It's up to me.
Would you like to manage the Irish team down the road?
It's up to me. If I do well, and what I do. If I don't do well,
you won't be considered.
So it's me. If I do well,
back yourself.
100%. I did as a player, and I'll do as a coach, 100%. So would I? Who wouldn't? Do I want to now? Absolutely, 100% no. In future, possibly, but I need to prove myself. I need to prove myself as a manager, as a coach. But it's a process for me. It's a learning. I said, watching Mick, see how he speaks to people, see how he speaks to you guys, how to interact with people. So, because as a player, you never really looked at that. As a player, then you train, you go home, rest, go to sleep, play a game on Saturday. So you never really focused on it, you know. The last few years I have been in the last, I would say, 7 or 8 years, in the back of my mind, I've been watching things and focusing on people and learning without them knowing them, watching them. If that makes sense.
Still being your influences. I mean, you mentioned Pochettino. Anybody else? I mean, you played under some good managers, Lippi, Trapattoni. And you picked a little bit of all.
I watch everybody. I watch everyone. Mourinho. I like Mourinho. I know him personally. He's a great guy. I have good conversations with him. I watch everybody. I kind of. There's not one person I go, I want to be like him. I want to be like him. It's just try and watch them all, and try and take little bits from them. Right. Pochettino has been brilliant, by the way, with me. He's been great. The door is always open. If I want to go to the training ground, watch the lads train and watch his training sessions, and the assistant manager Jesus, who I've gone very well with, it's been brilliant. So I've been fortunate enough in that respect that I've got them people to call on that. If I need to, ask questions and stuff, they've been great.
Will you win trophies at Spurs, do you think?
Will he?
Yeah.
If he stays, absolutely. Yeah. He's a winner. He's a winner.
Robbie, just ask you, what's the biggest buzz you've got out of since you've moved into coaching? And the second thing, is there any particular challenge you found?
Biggest buzz, winning games, I suppose. Of course, because we give them specific things to do in the training ground, and then when it comes off in games, that's a buzz, because they're listening, and you're showing them stuff, and the manager wants certain stuff, and then they do it on the pitch. I think it's great. You get a buzz from that a little bit. But it still doesn't beat scoring goals. I missed that.
Right. You scored a few in training.
I don't predict that you felt the challenge then.
No.
The biggest,
Not really. Actually, no, I haven't. We haven't lost a game. So it's been plain sailing so far. If we lose a game, maybe it might be different. But in terms of like the lads and stuff like that, and they've been great. I have to say, they've been great. They've been brilliant. With me, I played with obviously a good few of them. A lot I haven't played with. So no, I haven't had one challenge. No, actually, I have none.
Five
Robbie,
more minutes.
I would say probably once a week, all of us around here in the media fans, if we use the phrase "the search for the new Robbie Keane," I mean, it just goes on and on. What goes through your head when you see that? I mean, have you effectively ruined it for every young generation coming up to try to reach the heights you reached? Where does Ireland find the new Robbie Keane? Are we too fixated on what you?
Yeah, I think you have to be careful with that one. And can you get someone else in the next generation to score 6-8? I don't know. I hope so, but I don't know. That's the answer. Many people do. I've been very fortunate enough that I've done it myself. That's why it's going back to Troy Parrott's situation. Be careful how you push him in terms of the next Robbie Keane, and just have. He's Troy Parrott, Like people say, like at Tottenham, the next Harry Kane. Just let him be him. Let him be him, and then he'll progress naturally anyway. So. The answer, I don't know. I hope so. I hope so, because it's only going to be beneficial for Irish football if we do get someone who can score a lot of goals. And you can see there's a lot of young Troy and a few other lads and stuff. But just let them progress themselves. They'll do it naturally themselves. And I hope so. But I was going to say, hope someone beats my record, but I don't. Let's be honest. Unless it's my son.
Robbie, in terms of as a young player, very young player, playing with Mick as manager, how have you seen now compared to then? Has he changed as a manager completely, or is he still the same? Or do you think he's got
his values are still the same in terms of, and his honesty is still the same. He's always been like that. think you've known for a long time. I think he would tell you himself when he's told us all this. I think he's mellowed a little bit.
No.
No?
He told us that, but he hasn't.
I think so.
What do you think? I don't think he has.
I think he has. Yeah. He said that. He said I've mellowed, but he still fucking wouldn't mess with him. But his values are still the same. I said his honesty, and people like him. The players love him because he's so upfront with them. That's all you want as a player. As a player before, I always wanted a manager who just was honest with me and tell me the truth. You're not playing well. You're not playing well. You're not playing because of this, or you're playing well, and then it's out on the table. Then it's easy. Then So and that's what he is. He's been. I have to say he's been great for me. I've enjoyed working with him, and I'm enjoying continue to work with him.
Can we just ask you about we're a year away from the Euro finals, which is anniversary of 365 days from today. We've got the boards and number. We've probably come to the easier first half of the campaign in terms of the fixtures, the way they panned out for us. I'm asking you the second, yes, mixed team right like that, but what do you think is going to be needed to get us over the line, and what would it mean for you as a Dubliner to be part of management setup with matches in Dublin?
Well, I think first and foremost, I think we've got a good chance. I think we're in a good position in terms of the team and how we are, and how we're going to set ourselves up against the teams that we're going to be playing against. And secondly, to be playing 2 or 3, possibly 3 games in Dublin on the Euros would be huge for the nation, absolutely huge. So it's up to us as coaching staff and players to make sure that happens, because it'd be an absolutely shame if we didn't qualify and 3 games or 4 games in Dublin. It wouldn't be good. I don't think. Without Ireland being in any competitions, I don't think it's a good thing, because the way we behave, the way our fans are, the way they go to places and treat people, and the way they sing and to support the team. It's you ask anybody outside of Ireland, every other nation wants the Republic of Ireland to be in the thing because of the fans.
You mentioned Pochettino twice, and obviously he's one of the world's best managers. Like, what does he do at training that you've gone to that you've noticed that might separate him from the rest? Like, that might really.
Just the way he is with people. Right. He's brilliant with people. Whether it's the tea lady, whether it's Harry Kane or anybody else, he's good. He's got a great manner about him. He's got a presence. Great on the training pitch. Like, he'd go on the training pitch and do a session, or do a little bit, say at the start, keep ball or something. Then he'd go over and do shooting session with the goalkeepers himself. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so he's I'd never seen a manager do that. So he'd be banging the ball at the goalkeepers. It's usually the goalkeeping coach. They're always left in the corner on their own. That's how it is. He'd go over, take shots with them. So he's includes everybody. That stood out to me more than anything. The way he is with everybody.
Do you think Spurs will hold on to him?
I hope so. They need to back him, which I think they will. So I hope so, because my Robert is a Spurs fan. He loves him. I think he's a great manager. I think it's only going to be successful if he's there. He's going to win things. There's no question about that. Eventually he's going to win things.
And so you talk about them backing him, which inevitably means money and bringing in, more quality. Does that make Parrott's task of breaking into the first team at a club like that?
If he's good enough, he'll give him the opportunity. And if it's too soon for him, hopefully they'll send him out on loan somewhere where he can play. So it's all about playing for young players. Doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're playing every week in the Championship, League One, whatever it may be, just go and play, because you get more experience from going and playing. And if he's going to be good enough, I promise you this right now, Pochettino will put him in if he's good enough.
Robbie, you said you met Troy you had lunch with him for an hour, and he said his temperament impressed you. Like, what are you looking
just
for?
Just a nice lad. Just how he is as a person. Lovely lad. very, quite quiet, but he knows what he wants, which I was delighted with. He knows that he's going to be a player, and he's told me that he wants to do this and wants to do that, and it's good. It's to hear it's a 17-year-old lad saying that,
Just have that confidence.
Yeah. He was very sure of where he was. Once he gets over the couple of injuries that he's had, which happens to all players, but it's how you bounce back from that, he'll be fine. But he knows what he wants.
And what goes through a 17-year-old's head, because you're in this position yourself, when people are talking about them playing for the senior Irish team, but people are also saying he's too young, he's not ready yet. When you're a 17-year-old, you probably feel you're ready, do you?
Well, he's not really ready because he's not playing. So he's not. This is what I'm saying about playing. Go and play somewhere. So it's up to Tottenham now to, if he's good enough, send him out somewhere or bring him into the squad and give him a few games. So it's like me, as I said about being a coach. It's like, it's up to me if I want to be. So it's up to him. So he'll make it if he's good enough. He's going to play for it 100%. But it's just when it's going to be. Is it going to be 6 months? Is it going to be a year? We don't know. That's up to Tottenham. Whether they, as I said, if they play him or send him out on loan. He's good enough to go somewhere and something to give him a chance. Will he get that at Spurs now? Chances are probably a little bit slim for now. Maybe in a year's time, once he develops and he trains with the squad. If he's training with the squad last year, a lot. So it's just unfortunate that he got these couple of injuries that set him back. So he's certainly one for the future, and I'm excited to see his progression because he's definitely got a chance. And as I said, the people at Tottenham, have a high expectations of him.
Last question, Paul.
You mentioned Jose Mourinho there, Rob. It's interesting to say you got on well with him. How did that develop? Where did it come from?
Just through mutual friend. Done some stuff for him through Hublot. A friend of mine he's ambassador for Hublot, the watch company. I've just been a lot of things with him. He's been great. He's been really nice, I have to say.
Is he giving you a bit of advice and encouragement for the coaching end, or is it
I've spoke to him about it. Naturally, he would, of course. I mean, he's one of the greatest managers of all time. But he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. Like when you're sitting one-on-one with him, he's a smashing fella, interesting fella. You could listen to him all day. But he's a nice person. Always asks how your family is, how's little Robert doing, which is lovely. So he's met Robert, I think, twice, and asking how he is. So it's nice, and he genuinely means it. We played against the Legends game, Spurs against Inter Milan, and half time I got injured, so I had to come off, and he said, where's little Keno? And then Robert was thinking, he said, bring him down. So Robert comes down, he gives him a hug and a kiss. So he's a good guy.
Not like the persona that comes across, that he's tough, hard.
I'd say he is tough and hard because I mean he can't do what he did as a manager if you're not. But take that away, as a person, he's a great guy. I've nothing but good words to say about it, I have to say.